you're not a tire expert, it's very difficult to know when you need to replace your tires. Most people get informed by a service technician that's looking on something on their car that they need to have tires. But we at ZipTire want to inform you as a consumer when you really need tires and give you a way to test at home. So here I'm going to explain some differences in worn tires and what a new tire looks like so that hopefully you can make a judgment and call us if you need tires. So right here we have a brand new tire. This is a passenger all-season tire, a very typical tire. And I'm going to use what's called a tread depth gauge. This will tell me how many 32nds of an inch of tread it has on it when it's brand new, okay? So I'm going to push this down into the tread here, and I can see that it's measuring about 11 32nds of tread on this brand new tire. That allows water to go down deep into the tread blocks in case you go over any standing water to avoid hydroplaning especially. It's very crucial for wet conditions that you have a lot of tread block. This here is a mostly worn tire, okay? Came off a Mini Cooper actually. And you can see that it has a lot less tread depth to it. I can't put my fingers as far down into the tire. But is it too little tread, and when does it become too little tread, okay? First off, I want you to look here at these tread wear markers. They go across the width of the tire. They also exist on this tire over here, but they're so far down there you can't even see them. Here on this tire, you can see this one's almost flush with the surface of the tread. I'm going to take my tread depth meter and see if there's enough tread here. And what it tells me is this tire has 2 32nds of tread. That's considered basically unsafe, getting to illegal. That's a tire you don't want to leave on your car with that little tread depth. If this tire hits some standing water at any speed, very likely to aquaplane because there's not enough place for the rain to go, okay? But that's not the only way to measure tread depth. It's quite hard for you as a civilian if you don't have one of these. You can buy one of these tread depth gauges, but you probably don't need one. What you may be able to find, if you can look around deep in your drawers, is a penny. One of the traditional coins that you don't see that much of anymore. But if you can find a penny, take a look at the president's side of the penny. It happens that his hair is 2 32nds of an inch from the edge of the penny. All right? So you can use this as your own tread depth gauge to put into the tire and test to see if the tread gives the president a haircut. Basically, you want to put him in head first. And if the tread block hits his hair, you have enough tread block. And I can see here that it doesn't hit his head at all. So this tire on the penny test is too worn to continue to use and indeed should be changed out. That's a good amateur way to figure out if you need new tires. But let me show you a couple other distinctions on that that really are important for you to think about when you're looking at tread depth, okay? This here is a really good tire. It's a Michelin Primacy tire. And you can see on the outside here, it's got quite a lot of meaty tread. If I put the penny in on our penny test, you can see that it gives him a really good haircut. It goes pretty much all the way down to his scalp, actually. And that looks like it's a pretty good tire. This is the outside edge of the tire. This is what you would see if you're looking at the car from the side. But spin this tire around to the inside edge, and this tire is completely worn away. There's nowhere even for me to put this tread in. You couldn't even put a Bitcoin in here, and that doesn't even really exist anywhere, right? Because this car either had an alignment issue, or we see a lot of cars that have some camber set into them, a certain type of way the suspension set up, wears the inside edge of the tire a lot more. All that that means is you have to be careful to measure all across the width of the tire, okay, if you're going to do the penny test, not only in the outside tread blocks, but work across the whole face of the tire and make sure that the president's head can get in all the way across. You can see here, it doesn't give him a haircut, and out here, it doesn't go in at all. Now, even more important on this tire, I want to show you this right here. If you look carefully, you can see that there's kind of a feathered type of rubber here, and what has happened here actually is that the tread rubber has worn completely away, and it's gone down to the carcass rubber, the under rubber of the tire, which is not designed to hit the road, and it's not designed to be exposed to UV rays, okay? This is a tire failure, and this tire is actually not safe at all to drive on the road, okay? So that's kind of instructive. On this side, it looks fine. You put the penny in, it looks fine. But look on the inside, that's now an unsafe tire, okay? I want you to check that side of your tire also. Now over here, this is interesting. This is another good Michelin quality tire, okay? Still looks pretty good on the outside. Still has pretty good tread block, and in fact, it has good tread across the whole face of the tire. If I do that test all the way across, gives the president a haircut the whole way. But this tire has a different problem. Tires continue to cure all through their life. They never stop baking in a way, and so if they're exposed to sun, or even if they're not, they continue to get harder, and eventually they'll crack, and that's what's happened on this tire here. You can see again on the inner edge. This tire here looks like the surface of the desert, actually. It's all cracked up, and some of this cracking initially can be superficial, but when it gets deep enough and profound enough, it actually also makes the tire unsafe. And the best way to know if it's become unsafe is to look at the DOT stamp on your tire. So this tire I can see is actually over 6 years old. It was manufactured in the 10th week of 11. If you look at the sidewall, there's a DOT stamp, DOT, and the last 4 digits are the week and year of manufacture. In this case, the 10th week, that would be in February of 2011. So this tire is 6.5 years old, and that's really why it's gotten hard and started to crack, okay? You don't want to run a tire that's more than about 6 years old. That's when tire manufacturers won't warranty their tires after, and indeed that's when tires really stop working properly. I don't like to see tires more than 6 years old on any car because they start to become unsafe. So that's just some of the things about how you can judge whether you need tires. If you think you might need tires, feel free to call us for a consultation at 844-ZIP-TIRE or look us up on the net at www.ziptire.net.